Hello and welcome back to the Ew Who This podcast. I'm joined by my co-host Alexander.
Howdy.
We are trying something a little bit new today. We talked about this as well on the last podcast as well, but we wanted to integrate also a lot of our behind the scenes of what we talk about and how we plan our videos out and everything. And so I guess we just wanted to start off today's video with I guess that, like starting planning the future. We haven't talked about anything about how we're going to do this. We just met up and we were just like, you know what? Let's talk about all of this on the podcast. Let's leave it all to I guess, ourselves.
So usually we talk about video ideas off camera, and then we, record the video and then publish the video. And so if you want the behind the scenes on how two guys get 12 views of video, bro, you are in for a treat today.
Absolutely.
You were in for a treat.
Yeah, so I'm going to start off by apologizing now for missing 1 week of videos. This is going to end up being, we did end up missing, actually today's Monday, the day that the video would have come out, right? But we weren't able to do it.
Well, we're not missing, we're just delaying.
You're right. Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, we're
same
delaying.
amount of videos, just delaying until probably Wednesday or something.
Yeah, something like that. So we'll just start off by apologizing to that.
Good.
I've been super busy.
You had a good reason.
Yeah, exactly. I'll leave that. But I was super busy, and I might even end up being busy over the next couple of days too. But I still wanted to meet up and talk and everything.
Yes, sir.
So you're back from the summer fully now. Awesome. How was your finals? How was the end of college?
Bro, so stressful. It's not even funny because I was on like the cusp of failing every single one of my classes. In econ, I had bro, it was a make or break on a final, and I passed everything.
Nice.
Thankfully.
Congratulations.
I checked my grades actually earlier this morning, bro.
Really?
I woke up, I was like, I couldn't sleep. I was like, because I knew they were published today, and so I'm like, okay, let's lock in here and check, and then passed. So
That's
not
good to
failing
hear.
out yet.
That's good to hear. So you passed all your classes. The grades are final and everything? Awesome.
I hope.
So you're done with classes at the first semester?
for like another week until summer classes
So you're
start.
starting summer classes?
Yeah. I'm taking 2 really hard summer classes, so the chances that I fail both of them are high.
So what's the reason for doing the summer classes?
Because I need to declare, I'm changing majors, and I need to declare a new major by a certain time period, or I'll get blown up or something. I don't know. My advisor was just like, listen, you have to declare during this time. You don't have these amounts of credits. You need XYZ. And I was like, okay, how do I get XYZ? And she's like, well, you can take summer classes. And I'm like, bet. And she's like, okay. And so I'm taking 2 very, very hard summer classes.
I see.
And yeah, it's not going to be fun, but life goes on.
I got you. I mean, do you want to talk at all about like the majors you're thinking about or changing into, or is that still up in the air?
Yeah, I'm changing from comp sci to marketing,
Awesome.
but I'm probably going to double major. So the reason I'm doing summer classes is because it's really complicated. Like to declare one major, I don't know. It don't matter. Let's get to the topic of the thumbnail. But life goes on. Life goes on. We're good. We're
Yeah,
good.
we'll talk about that eventually when we're free. But so we were originally. I don't know how your schedule is going to end up looking over the summer, or at least over the next couple of days. But tomorrow I was originally free. I got home this morning back from college, and I talked to my parents, and they were like, "Listen, there's a chance in the next couple hours we'll text you to make sure, we'll text you when we're sure, but there's a chance that you may be going up to Atlanta, a plane ticket. They're going to give me a plane ticket to Atlanta because my grandparents are going from their house to Atlanta to Florida, right? So
Checks out. Yeah, I'm following.
So I think this is one of their first times actually going up in the plane. So my parents are like, "Oh, and you've been in many planes before. We'll book you a flight just so you can go over there and help them go from one of their airplanes to another."
Wow,
that's it. So
crazy.
they're telling me you have to go down just to help them get from one terminal to another.
And then you're just flying back?
Yeah. So it's just a day at the airport.
If you got money to spend, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
That's crazy.
Right? Exactly. So over the next couple hours, I'll confirm for sure, but
Cool.
That might be part of what tomorrow.
Just let me know.
Then I got an appointment on Wednesday, hematology, which is like blood doctor for anybody who doesn't know. But
Nothing important, just your blood.
yeah, I mean, I go every year. I don't know if I've actually ever talked about it on the podcast before, but I have a condition called hemophilia, which is essentially I don't clot. So long story short, if I start bleeding, I won't stop. And that's kind of the gist of it, right?
If you start bleeding, it's
Now,
GG's.
right. I take medication that helps it. I mean, I can live pretty much a normal life, but once a year I'll go in and get checked out and everything.
I'll tell you what your hemophilia doctor would not have liked us doing is riding a skateboard in the back of a car, bro.
A lot of our videos.
Videos would have been less than ideal, but
that's true.
as less than So
That's true.
I actually thought about that after the fact. I'm like, was that the smartest idea in the world? I don't know, bro. Because that's like
I didn't get injured.
that's like a charge for me. You know what I'm saying? If he gets injured, like I'm an accomplice, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Anyways.
Well, I'll tell you now. If I get hurt, it's on my own volition. Don't blame yourself.
Cool.
Worst case, peer pressure.
Oh,
That's
sick.
it.
Okay, we're good.
No, I'm just
We're
kidding.
good.
I'm not like that.
We're good.
I make my stupid decisions on my own. Thank you.
Cool,
you know?
cool. Yeah, I just endorse them.
Yeah.
You're like, is this a
You just let
decision?
them happen.
Yeah. Let's go.
Yeah.
Basically.
Exactly. Yeah, everybody needs a friend like that who will say yes to your stupid decisions,
Basically,
right?
yeah. Hit me with these video ideas.
Awesome. Okay, so I have now. I'll say right now it's raining hard, like really hard, and it's funny because we've
We talked about this on our first episode, bro.
Yeah, so we've said this on multiple podcasts before. Like the weather is not normally on our side. It hasn't rained a single day since. Which is funny, the last time we did a podcast, that was the last time it rained. It literally only rains on the day that it seems like we need to do videos.
Yeah, we haven't done, I don't think we've recorded a podcast in a week or two, and it's literally not, it's been perfect weather, perfect sun throughout the entire time, and then the day that we decide to do a podcast, it rains. And this podcast is supposed to be like a multi-location, like we go to a bunch of, haven't been to a different location in like 4 or 5 episodes.
Hey, we hit a different room.
We hit a different room, yeah.
But yeah, I was just going to say, it's been raining, so a lot of these ideas are kind of hard to get done in the rain, you know.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah,
Ooh,
we'll figure it out.
I'm sorry, I got an idea
And
we could do in the rain.
this is your guys' first time entering our videos process, but this is it's still, we're still trying to figure out what videos are, so, you know, there's some that are going to be horrible, there's some that might be good, and we end up with some that we like, but we end up with a lot of video ideas that we come to. So
yeah, this
it's
is
not
just,
all of these that are going to be in a video. It's just going to be a couple that we end up liking.
This is our process,
and it might not be any of these videos as well.
Yeah.
But either way, if you do end up seeing them, you know, be surprised. Like act surprised, act like you've never heard them before.
And for context, usually the way we split up the workflow, we have 70 subscribers. Usually where we split it up is Owen does video ideas and I do other stuff, and he does other stuff too. But he basically does video ideas and comes to me and we plan out the day. And so we're like, let's do this on the podcast, switch it up. And so that's what we're doing. So hit me up.
Absolutely, yeah. So number one, I've said this one before, but I just think it would be a hilarious video. I like it. We gave each other
I hate it on to the next.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
No, we gave each other haircuts. I think it would be hilarious. Now, as soon as like the video's done, I'm going in and I'm getting it professionally done.
I'm going to sports clips right away, brother.
But we have both, or at least I haven't ever cut hair before in my life. I don't know if you've never either. And so we're not good barbers, and I just think that I've got some ideas of what I can do with your hair. I've been thinking. I just think it would be really funny. So that's the first one, is we gave each other haircuts.
Do you think that would be a whole video? Okay, so for more context, we
can talk about that as well after.
I'll throw context on the bottom of this.
Okay,
screen. You got it.
Okay, but yeah, we can also talk about like formatted videos exactly of how we can space these out and everything.
Cool.
Second, I've actually mentioned this one as well a couple of times too. Trying Yelp's worst rated golf courses. It doesn't exactly have to be golf courses. I like the idea of golf courses just because we know we can record there, and we know that we can we have done it before, so we can do that. We could also do like trying Yelp's best rated golf courses too as a video. That could be separate. Third,
or we could do like $1 to like $100 golf courses or something.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I like that.
Compare
like cheapest to most expensive golf courses. I'd really like that one. That'll probably end up getting a little bit pricey. So we could do like 3 or 4, like cheapest to most expensive, you know. Or maybe 2 or 3.
We'll do
or we could just do cheapest.
5 cheap ones and 1 expensive one.
Or we can honestly just do least expensive, most expensive.
I mean, we could just do like 4 in total, you know what I mean? We do like, golf course could go
cheapest,
from like
medium,
20 to like the one we did for the other golf video, which is like 70, you know what I mean? And that's just like $100, $150.
Okay.
Something slight, you know.
Right.
We'll have to pull out of the life savings, but that's okay.
Sounds good. You ready for number 3? Number 3 is, and this is kind of along the lines of, do you remember those old Mr. Beast videos where it's like counting to 100,000?
Yeah.
Or like or like watching Sniper Wolf Until I Laugh, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because she's like known as being unfunny, like content. Fishing Until We Enjoy Taylor Swift, where
what?
we just stay fishing until there's a speaker that's just continually playing, and I think there's a lot of time. There's a lot of time there to just make jokes, and I think it'd be funny. But yeah, Fishing Until We Enjoy Taylor Swift. And by the way, for at least the first like 7 or 8 of these, I do have a thumbnail prepared if we do.
Oh, sick.
Or not ready like made or anything.
Yeah,
but
like
ready
planned
like
out,
I have
planned
it.
out.
Exactly.
That's all we
I know how it'll package.
Yeah, he does thumbnails as well.
Yeah, absolutely. We've talked about that before.
There's actually a couple of things I want to talk to you about thumbnails for, which I think we just talk about on the podcast after, but we'll do that after.
Absolutely. Here are more ideas. This one's kind of this one can be two parts, but it kind of can work together as well. Like the first one is accepting every DoorDash order for 12 hours straight, as in like no matter how bad the order is, like it could be like a $2 order. We click accept and see how much money we make, and that can also, like the second idea, which is completely separate from that, but we booked like the sketchiest beach house because we've been talking about going to the beach for a while, and I think it'd be pretty cool. And if we did want to do it overnight, I think it'd be kind of expensive, so maybe we could like do the DoorDash order for 12 hours straight and use that money to get an Airbnb, and we could do that as a vlog style video. So maybe like overnight at the beach, we could think of content to do there. I think even just going to the beach and going to the sketchiest beach house like as a vlog, you know, because we've never tried exactly like vlog style videos. I think that'd be really cool to try. And we could pay for it with that DoorDash order video as well, if
who
possible.
knows? Who knows?
Right, but we don't have to do that.
$2, 100 miles.
Yeah, exactly.
We're going to Guatemala anyway. Keep going.
Exactly. A different idea is hiking, but every mile we add 10 pounds. I have a thumbnail idea for this, which I really like, but it's whatever. I'll have to show that to you. But essentially, I mean, we can't do that in the rain, which is really annoying. We went hiking with flippers, which I think would be a really funny video too, but we can't do that in the rain either. So
yeah, we can't do any of these in the rain.
Right, exactly. I have some rain things we can do.
Cool.
But I said this the last time we met for the podcast, but this is going to be more of a longer term video. Like we switched workout for a month.
We what?
We switched workouts for a month, as in I give you my workout that I normally do for the week, and then you'd give me your workout you normally do for the week, and we compare, like just like a before and after. I think it'd be a cool video.
What workout, bro?
Right, like in a whole month, I think we'll have a couple of like enough content and clips that we can do good.
Yeah.
And that's our first like.
We'll have to make a workout.
Right, and that's a way different kind of recording style than we're used to. So we'll have to talk about that. But hear me out. I was thinking, because I was just like, dang, it's raining. Like we need to do ideas that we can do inside. We tried sketchy gas station pills, so you don't have to.
Pills?
Yeah, you ever seen those?
What you mean?
You ever seen those like rhino pills or like, like just the stuff that's gonna give you the strength to kill 100 men kind of thing. You never seen those before? You never walk into a gas station and see like the pills in there? Because I've always been interested in what actually happens. There's no way. Do they work?
No shot.
I don't know.
I've never seen these gas station pills before.
Really?
No.
Next gas station you walked into, look for the pills.
I'll ask the person.
Clerk.
Where are your sketchy pills at?
Yeah.
Okay.
Where are the rhino pills at?
What?
You guys know what I mean.
All right.
But just hear me out. That could be a good idea. It's written down.
It's
so.
written down.
These are the ideas that I thought of after I figured out that it was going to rain after we texted.
Cool.
We tried every frozen pizza from Walmart in one sitting. Where we don't have to eat all of it, but we try all of it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. A lot of time for us to, I don't know, entertain, I suppose.
Okay, next.
Yep. So this one, I don't have a good title for it, so don't worry about this title. But like we bought each other outfits at a thrift store. Like when we go into a thrift store, I dress you up, you dress me up. We can think of a better title for that, but essentially we bought each other outfits at a thrift store. Mm-hmm. Next is this one. I have two ideas. If the first one's too hard, we can do the second. We built IKEA furniture blindfolded.
Yo.
And that's really hard.
So what's the second? So
we built IKEA furniture without instructions. That one sounds more doable, because we always try to overestimate our skills, and then we get to it and we're just like, oh crap, this is really hard.
Without instructions.
Yeah.
I like this one the most.
Yeah. And then last two, this one's kind of along the line of the Walmart one, but like playing every childhood board game in one sitting. I was kind of just, this is far down on my ideas list, so take that how you like it, And then this last one's going to have to also be a sort of a vlog style as well, because we lived off of only vending machine food for 48 hours. I mean, it's going to have to end up being kind of vlog style, because like other than the eating parts, we're going to have to fill up the day. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So that's about it. Those are the ideas that I ended up thinking of.
Sick.
And
okay.
That's where we're at.
So what do I got? These are just things that I come up with. Nope, can't do that. Can't do that. Can't do that.
I mean, you could say it even if it's not gonna rain, you know.
Well, I really like the talking to random strangers to show you it's not that hard. And so I guess for my video ideas, I'm kind of trying to do more of like, I want to build a story around the video. And so it's like, if we can do like a contest to see who gets the most people's snaps in like however many minutes or like hours or whatever. And we obviously record it. And then whoever wins, whatever. And then we can kind of do a 0.5 of us like analyzing what we're doing and saying why it's working, why it's not. Like, when you do this is why that's working, and like talking to people socially. And so it's the hook in that video could basically be like, hey, if you have social anxiety, you clicked on the right video, we're gonna both go talk to random strangers to show you it's not that hard. And then also another title could be talking to random strangers. Well, that is talking to random strangers to show you it's not that hard. But another title could be, if you have social anxiety, what question mark, or have social anxiety question mark, watch this. And then yeah, and then we just do that, and then we do 0.5. So it'd be more more educational, and then obviously the goal, like the directional axis would be entertainment. And then that's why I think we should do that, just not obviously not when it's raining.
But you say the main focus would be entertainment or learning? Entertainment,
but with like an education aspect. Like the main purpose in all of our videos are to entertain. But if we title it something like "Have social anxiety question mark, watch this video," we'd like structure it to be educational.
Right.
We just make it also
people
funny.
Who want to learn are going to end up clicking on that.
In-person sales that people do on the bridge, but sell something stupid. So you know, at your college, I have this bridge, and basically at the end of the bridge, there's always some dude selling something, you know what I mean? Or he's got like a clipboard out, and he's trying to like a lot of it was like when voting was still a thing. It was like, have you registered to vote? You know what I mean? You might have seen this at your college. Like, there was a lot of people trying to sell like in-person sales. And
kind of like ambassadors.
Yeah. And so I'm thinking we just try to sell the most ridiculous, outlandish thing, you know what I mean? And then we just like, we wear like suits, we wear, you know, those little sunglasses you got, we wear those super serious, we get somebody super hidden to try to record, you know what I'm saying? We have clipboards down with, moment of your time, please. And then we just like think of something random, and we just try to sell them on the most random thing ever.
Yeah.
Like, you see those TikToks of like trying to sign a petition for like something stupid.
Yeah.
Like, we're trying to like, defund Goodwill or so, not defund Make-A-Wish, you know what I mean? Sign here or something like stupid. I don't know how we'd title that.
Yeah, I've seen those for like it's kind of different, but I've seen those where people act like as ambassadors for like a cologne, but it's actually fart spray. So they'll put them on somebody's like wrist, and they'll have them smell it, and the person's just like, and they're trying to act nice.
Something like that. If we did something like that, we wouldn't go in suits. We'd go more casual and act like we're really vulnerable and really act really nervous and be like, listen, dude, I'm
to the point where they can't be mean to us.
Yeah,
like, we worked really hard on this.
Yeah,
we put all of our life savings into
like,
this.
I just really want this to work out. I really try this new thing. Could you just try it for me and let me know what you think? And then maybe if you like it, you could maybe buy it for me, maybe, and then we could make some money. No, we wouldn't actually make anybody buy any of that.
Right. Nobody would buy.
Yeah. And then getting like a bunch of small children together and teaching them how to play tennis. You know what I mean? I feel like that would just be funny. You know,
I've always wanted to do like
a week-long class
kids,
and just like teach them how to play. I feel like.
Okay, I'm sorry. I just said I always want to do content with kids, and I just want to say, not to interrupt you, I don't mean anything by that. I just think that we're funny people, and kids are funny too. You know what I mean? Like, they'll make fun of us, and it'll be funny for you guys. That's all.
Yeah, and so
continue. I'm sorry.
Exactly. Good job. Good job. Got that good.
Out of the way.
Standards and practices are good, and so that's another one I think we could do.
Getting a bunch of small children and teaching them stuff.
Yeah, something like that. And then actually, I had one for. This could be part of a segment style. We could do, so we get like these black trash bags, put them on ourselves, and we just like, because it's raining, we can just like go down the hill and like slide down the hill, you know what I'm saying? Exactly, mudslide, but with trash bags.
Yeah.
I saw somebody on TikTok do that.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
We could do that for a part of a segment, just like one segment.
Yeah, we could do that in the rain.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. We can do that.
Yeah.
And so that's a video idea, but a couple of, so haircut would be funny. Yelp's worth rate of golf courses we can't do now. Fishing until we enjoy Taylor Swift. I think if we were going to do something like that, it couldn't be Taylor Swift because it's copyright.
I was thinking about that too. I'm not sure how that would exactly go.
We have to do something other than music, because the music in the background would just get, I feel like, a little bit tedious, you know, if we're listening to real life music in the background while recording. I think that just gets a little weird.
Yeah.
But we could do fishing until we do something, like fishing until we catch a fish in like the worst pond, or like fishing until somebody comes up to us.
Yeah.
Or like maybe we could wear like the weirdest outfit in the world, like Santa Claus throwing a fish off the thing, and then just get people's reactions, something like that. And then accepting every DoorDash order in 24 hours. I like that, but
Or 12 hours
not
straight.
in 24 hours.
Originally I said for 12 hours straight, and I also put on my phone, like, it doesn't have to be exactly 12 hours. I just put that as a placeholder, you know, that normally tends to do pretty well in titles, like, you know.
Yeah,
12,
So I like
24.
accepting DoorDash, and then the sketchiest beach house. I think those are two separate videos, to be honest. with you.
Yeah, I thought so too. But I was thinking the only reason I said those were together because then like we could use the money for DoorDash to go pay for a beach house.
And then
right?
we could
That's
also
the only-
advertise the next video.
Yep,
with,
that's the only connection to those videos at all.
And then hiking, but everyone.
Every mile we had 10
Every mile we have
pounds.
10 pounds. I like that. I just don't know how we'd bring the 10 pounds with us on the hike.
Yeah, so I mean I think it would be like we find like maybe a mile loop or something, like a mile hiking loop, which there are tons out there.
Sure.
We'll have weights in our car. We'll do the loop, add a weight, do the loop, see how bad it is, add a weight.
Okay. Sick.
Yeah, and then
Or maybe we could do some sort of competition in another video, and then the loser does that, and the winner just gets to, like, I don't know, ride a bike around him or something for content.
yeah,
Cool.
or the loser gets to
The
I like
loser gets to do it, yeah. Switch workouts for a month, that's fine. I'm not a huge fan of that one.
Okay,
We tried
that's fine.
sketchy gas station pills, so you don't have to. I like it. Honestly, yeah, let's I'll put
So it's even funnier what you say.
let's put it. I like the video ideas where we can laugh while we say it, you know what I'm saying? We would have to just shorten it for you too.
What do you think about hiking with flippers?
We could also do that. Yeah, I like
Okay.
that a lot. We tried every frozen pizza in one sitting. I mean, okay, we're just eating pizza.
Yeah.
Bought each other outfits. I like that. That could be a possible segment. My favorite is the
change the title
IKEA
of
furniture without instructions.
Okay.
I'm curious if that would be a whole video or just a segment.
I mean, if it were to be a whole video, it would probably be us going to IKEA. Like, we could record us in the store picking out the one we want.
Yeah.
Like, ooh, the Strubelnassen. That one looks good, you know, because it's all like
I like
German,
that a lot.
German names.
Is there an IKEA near here? No.
It's like 40 minutes.
Oh, that's fine.
Something like that.
Okay, so
We could get meatballs while they're there. 'Cause They always have the Swedish meatballs.
Yes, sir. That's something that I wanted to talk to you about also is I was doing something, I was looking at our viewer retention, and I think I mentioned this on a previous podcast, it was like 40%, and that's awful. We should be going for like 70%, and so I think that's an editing hit over everything else, because we should, and who knows, but like I think regardless of viewers, we should be, like we're getting, double-digit viewer counts, right, so nothing, but we should be able to get relatively good viewer retention because it's a percentage. Like I feel like that just comes down to how good our videos are. So if our videos suck, viewer retention probably sucks. And so you know how before I was doing low edits and high edits, and so for the audience, if you
explain to the audience.
if you go back to our main channel, Air Who Dis on YouTube, you'll see link in the description also. You'll see. Basically, for the last like 5 or so videos, every other video, one was like super high edited, just music and everything. The other was kind of less edited, letting the cuts breathe, and just letting our dialogue do the work. I was kind of seeing which one would perform better. From what I can tell, the viewer retention is exactly the same. And so what I want to do from this point forward is go all in on the higher editing one and just try to make each video as best as we possibly can make it. And so for riding a skateboard. What was that, dude? Why do I always get this stupid title wrong? The most recent video we did.
Street racing with toy cars.
Street racing with toy cars. I really like the intro we did where we like spent time to file out that intro.
Me too.
We got like the drone and everything. It was cool. And then I think we should continue to do that for every video. Basically, max out effort for every video moving forward.
Right. So put all our effort in the next video. Yeah.
Is basically what I was saying.
I get it. So there's really they perform pretty much the exact
Pretty much,
same?
yeah. The higher edits do perform like.
Do you think it's just because we're
5 or
like too
10%
small
better?
to tell, too small for the stats, or maybe it's just not been long enough, or do you really think they just?
I mean,
perform
it says it
Yeah.
like 40%.
Right.
It's roughly 40. I think I saw like 50%. It's like a 10% difference. So
Okay.
I mean, maybe that's substantial. I don't know, but the higher edits do perform slightly better with that 10% difference. So I'm just like, let's go all in on the high edits.
Which one do you enjoy record or editing more? Would you say?
I mean, one's less effort for sure, but I mean, I don't think putting in less effort's the answer. So I think we're just gonna
fundamentally.
I think we're just gonna put in as much effort as we can for every single video moving forward and be intentional about the intros how we want the video to play out and stuff, which we did. And I noticed, and obviously thumbnails, yeah, thumbnails and titles, and which we did for, bro, what is this stupid video called?
Street racing
with toy cars. And I appreciated how you did that for street racing, I could tell. But
what's that?
How you put in a lot of effort to how the video is going to be like formatted and go out rather than just give an idea. And I know I'm not saying that for that. I know you're just throwing ideas.
Yeah, absolutely.
But so I think if we were to pick one, we just do basically what we did for that, and no more low edits. We'll just go all in on the high edits.
Yeah, I like that. I'll tell you, I've had a sort of similar path with thumbnails too. Like it helps me. I'll admit, like when I'm making the video ideas, I realize that if it's really, really hard for me to think of a good thumbnail, the video idea is just probably not that great. And so that kind of helps me like narrow down what videos are actually entertaining and what can actually get out there, you know?
Yeah. And if we don't have a good idea for a title and thumbnail, then we just can't do the video edit because no one's going to click on it.
Right.
Not that anyone's clicking on them anyways, but you know.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good rule of thumb. Like if you're having a really hard time titling and thumbnailing your idea, then the idea just might not be amazing.
Or maybe we're wrong because we're not really, you know.
Yeah.
But
and I'm an amateur at thumbnails. Check the thumbnails, you'll realize.
Yeah. So actually, this is a good segue into. I have some opinions on the thumbnails.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to hear.
I'd love to, and you know, this is more for the audience than him. This is you know me talking as like, you know, what's the word? Not business partner. That's a little exaggerated, but you know what I mean, like partner rather than like friend.
Yeah, absolutely.
I really like where we're heading with the thumbnails. I spent some time comparing the thumbnails to the old thumbnails that I used to make and other thumbnails on YouTube, and I think the one thing that they're really lacking is just brightness and overall just like popping. Like they seem very stale and monotone to me. They don't pop. And so I can even show you on right now on YouTube. If we go to YouTube, we go to, and I mean I'm sure I'll add some visual aid in the freaking whatever.
Yeah, right.
But
for you guys.
Okay, so this is so the podcast thumbnails are great. Nothing about the podcast thumbnails are great. I'm more talking WW podcast thumbnails. But I want to talk about the main channel thumbnails real quick.
Okay.
And I don't think it's a coincidence that our podcast, even though we have similar subscribers. Oh, what the heck? Wait, Street Racing with Toy Cars went from 12 views to 77 views. What the heck?
Say that. I checked it this morning.
How did that happen?
Bro,
let's freaking
It could be. I was thinking about this because my friend, one of my close friends, he found our channel recently and he's been like interacting more with it.
Yes, sir.
And last night he did, I think, comment something, which maybe he didn't, maybe he did. But he might have commented on it, which may have boosted it a little bit.
Maybe, dude. Okay, well, wow, that's crazy.
Right. And this happened with the past couple of videos. Like they've been.
Okay, you ready? 3.
Sorry.
Some of the videos have been like, it's been really scary. I'll tell you on my side, like, oh, the video's gonna flop, the video's gonna flop, the video's gonna flop, and then after a day or two,
that's one of our best performing videos.
It kind of goes back
77 whole views, guys. Look at that.
Okay, more than our subscriber count. I think it's crazy.
Which is good.
Yeah.
That's good. That's a good thing. I think I think it's like 20% of your total subscriber count per video or something. And so that's more than our total subscriber count.
Nice.
That's a W video, bro. Forget what I said. Okay, no, but so if you look at this, you can kind of see these earlier thumbnails. I mean, even if I'm just going like this, like you can kind of scroll up and see how it starts getting more, like these right here, these just, except for this one, this is really good.
I'll tell you that one specifically.
This one is extremely monotone. This one also.
That one was just.
I know. I can understand.
I'm not gonna make any excuses.
It was tough.
Go ahead.
I think you do have an excuse, but yeah. This one also, it's just like dark blue and brown.
Yeah.
Are just the most. And listen,
I mean, I'll explain. I mean, I tried to test with complementary colors, and I admit I don't think that it turned out as well as I hoped it to. You know.
Yeah.
That's all I'll say.
Okay.
I agree.
And then I think if it's a choice between complementary colors and popping, I would pick popping.
Right.
You know, and so I mean, if you look at some of these earlier I don't know, do you disagree? Like, I just feel like these like pop more, and the reason part of the reason is every single one of these thumbnails, I would up the saturation, I would up the brightness, I would mess with the color contrasting. Are you doing that at all?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, really?
A
Okay,
large amount, actually. Yeah.
Really?
I can show you before and afters if you'd like.
Could you?
Yeah.
Do you have them with you right now?
Yeah. I have them on my recording device.
So we don't have them with you guys right now.
Yeah, so I can actually show you like the before and after that one. That one was crazy. I wanted to focus on 2 parts. I mean, I wanted the main point to be your orange and my blue, and so I did a lot of contrast and editing on that part. I think if we could have been a little bit closer, it may have ended up looking better. But the angle that I took the camera, like the picture at, was just a little bit off, so I had to mess with it as well.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that part looks amazing.
Right. So I'll tell you my main goal with a lot of these thumbnails is I clearly try to define out a main character as in this is what I want people's eyes to focus in. So I'll normally try to have that main character as the brightest and most contrast in the screen, and then I kind of dim a little, or not, I don't always dim the rest out, but I kind of have people's eyes trying to lead to that. And so I guess if it's dim, that must mean that I'm not doing well enough on, like, either A, it's not the people's focus in the video, which is it should be, and that's on me, or B, it's just not bright enough. You know what I mean? Like the second answer is it could just be not bright enough.
It's possible. I do.
So with that one, I mean, I could have made us brighter, but it might not have looked any natural. Maybe I could have done more work with making the background dimmer, and having the focus on us in the frame. You know, but
I don't know. I don't know if dimmer's the answer.
Right, because that is with us contrasted pretty high up.
Really?
I can also do it higher. I can show you on Photoshop as well. But I can try to make it higher as well. But I'll tell you with some of the lower quality pictures, like some of them I had to crop out with the lower quality, like that one for example. If I try to make that thing higher contrast, the quality is going to go to crap. You know? So it's harder to make those. But the better quality ones I can normally do a lot more work. That one was low quality, but I could still, you'll see, I also added like brightness behind me.
So then maybe we just experiment with going a little bit more aggressive with all of that. You know, like
absolutely.
more aggressive with the brightness, because I didn't even know you added brightness to the mattress one. And so maybe go a little bit more aggressive with the brightness. Just try to be just more aggressive with all the effects work.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And then we'll just see how that looks. And then if it's obviously just a white piece of paper.
If it's too much, we'll see it, I think.
Yeah. And then we can A/B test with a little bit brighter, a little bit darker too.
Yeah, I'll tell you, like with that one, actually that one, I'm just going to discount that one. I don't love that one that much. Yeah, that's fine. This one, the thing that I was worried about, and actually I'm curious if you disagree with me, is like if I just do like just really bright like neon colors, I feel like it just hurts our like reputation in a way. Like our brand quality. Like if you think of two channels, for example, one where it's just the most clickbaity like pictures not clickbaity, but as in really big like emotional reaction and really bright colors and a big red arrow, compared to somebody who's like he still has a slight reaction, but he's not like doing it over the top, you know. I kind of see the second person as a little bit higher brand quality. Like there's a point where like I guess with attention grabbers, if you have too many like attention like scroll stoppers they call it, that you have too many scroll stoppers in your thumbnail, I guess it kind of starts to hurt quality. Like you can't have too many. And I may have done the balance wrong. But I guess that's what I
actually disagree pretty strongly. I think that our thumbnails can be as clickbaity and our titles can be as clickbaity as we want. We don't get their good reputation from a clickbaity thumbnail and title, or I'll say it like this.
I want to specify, I don't mean like clickbaity as in you click it and it's not what's going on in the video. I mean just over-the-top scroll stoppers and over-the-top reactions.
I'm completely okay with over-the-top scroll stoppers and over-the-top reactions, because we'll reinforce in the video our actual character and who we actually are and what the videos are actually like. I mean, this has been shown again and again. Like the over-the-top is over-the-top for a reason, because it gets clicks. Like our goal should be to get clicks without compromising. Like, you know, don't murder child. You know what I mean? The goal of the thumbnail.
It's a bit of a straw man, I think, but
yeah, the goal of the thumbnail should be to get people to click on the video. Basically, the best way to do that. You know what I mean? And I think we develop the reputation and the character and the relationship between us and the audience with the video itself. And I mean, Alex Hormozy and Mr. Beast and all these heavy hitters do this too. Like, you look at their titles, they're extremely clickbait. Like, I mean, I'll use Alex Hormozy as an example. Extremely clickbaity, extremely, you know, whatever. And you go to the actual video, and that's what people care about. Nobody gets on Alex Hormozy, except for maybe me, for saying, like, too clickbaity, this is crazy. Like, no, everybody's like, this is some good information. And they click on it, you know?
Yeah, I guess that's just for my worry is that those are only the people that are clicking on the video. I mean, sometimes if I see something like that when I'm scrolling, like scroll stoppers, I'm just like, that's like fake. That's almost artificial to me. It's over the top. And so I'm okay with having like some scroll stoppers, but I just think there's a limit to where if you have a big $10 million bright green and a big arrow going to this and it's bright neon, I mean, there should be elements of that, absolutely, because I think those are absolutely vital to the thumbnail. But if you try to do as many of those as possible, there is a hit to your
I mean, I think to a certain
right?
degree, like if you do
I just think
there
there's
is
a degree
such a
to
thing
it.
as too many scroll stoppers
Right.
for sure.
Okay.
But I think that especially like
I can do it more.
This
maybe,
thumbnail,
yeah.
for example, I don't think it's anywhere close to that limit of scroll
Which
stoppers.
one is
you know
the
what I
sport
mean?
one?
This the sport one.
Mm-hmm.
I think and listen, you're great at thumbnails, but much brighter colors, much
room for
more
improvement,
saturated, much
yeah.
more anything like that. And then if you think it's too much, we can talk about it then. But I think it's. I guess then it's a question of like. Yeah, I like where your head's at of like what do we want our brand to represent and who do we want to actually be. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I like where your head's at a lot there. I don't think it's a hit to anything. To be honest with you, like I don't think and audience, please let me know. I'll try to make a point to make this a short as well. Audience, let me know. I think you're in the minority of people who see a super crazy thing and don't click on it like that. Would be my assumption. And probably for the better, you know what I mean, like dopamine or whatever. But I think the majority of people, because we have to kind of key to the majority here, I think the majority of people would click on a thumbnail like you were talking about. But then it's also like a question of we don't want to be like everybody else. You know what I mean? And so I see where your head's at is like we have to be different. But it gets to a point of like we have to be careful not to be too different to where we're being ineffective. You know? And so finding that balance is really important. Everybody's doing YouTube right now. Everybody's doing podcasts. And so the only thing that we can do different than everybody else is be ourselves. And that's in the video and the editing. But it is an interesting conversation in the thumbnail. Like, I do think the thumbnails are more like data driven rather than who we want to be. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, if it's a more educational thumbnail, maybe you don't go, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. But like for especially for like an entertainment, like what we're trying to do, I think it's a good worry, but it might be a misplaced worry.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah, I get that, and I definitely agree. Like, there's times and places for when you can put it in, and I also agree with you. As in, there probably are times where I think I could be doing that more or better. But yeah, I think we both agree. I think I was also talking about those times where it's just way too much when I was talking about like scrolling thumbnails, and I might actually be.
I can agree with you that it's too like. We don't want our thumbnails to be too much and too generic. That statement, I 100% agree with you. I just think like fundamentally, the thumbnails that I'm looking at from what you've made, we could take it up a notch. Okay. That's my whole thing.
I'm with you on that, and I'll try to do that.
Cool. Mm-hmm. Then we can once we take it up a notch, we can reevaluate.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
Yeah, that sounds good. I enjoy learning more on what I could do better. So I just lost Wi-Fi, which is great.
You what?
I lost Wi-Fi. It's totally fine. Stupid. Your Wi-Fi. I'm blaming you.
Sorry.
I'm blaming you.
Is it back? We can cut.
Yeah, we're chilling.
Okay.
Now we're up. Do we need Wi-Fi to? We don't need Wi-Fi to record or anything.
No, we're good.
No, we're fine.
Chilling.
It's not like I need this anyways. But I'll say from the video ideas that I talked to you about, which ones do you want to cut out?
Cut out?
You didn't love all of them, which is fine.
I like DoorDash, hiking.
Yep.
Golf courses.
You said you didn't like we switched workouts, or was that?
Switch workouts isn't my favorite. Maybe if we were like jacked, it would be different. To be honest with you, right. But we tried every frozen pizza in one sitting.
I think the fact that I guess the question is, how often are you hitting the gym right now?
Every day right now.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
But,
me too.
I don't know. I just don't.
I get that. I was gonna say if we weren't hitting the gym, then we'd show results. But if we're hitting it every day, then
maybe in a different season, but not right. I don't. I just And then I like Body Chiller Thrift Store, frozen pizza. We could probably cut frozen pizza.
Okay.
Frozen pizza in that one, and then I think I like everything else.
Okay. Frozen pizza in one sitting. Sounds good. Awesome. Then. Well, I mean, we don't really have like exactly how we'll do the videos, but it sounds like we've got a good idea.
Yeah, so I'm thinking we do IKEA today.
Okay.
Do you think that's a whole video?
I think so. I guess the question is, if we go to IKEA and record that part of it, I think it can be a whole video.
Cool.
But I'm gonna look up if we can record in IKEA, because they might be pretty strict about that, you know.
You should.
Yeah. Can you record?
While he's doing that,
in IKEA,
I would like to direct your guys' attention to the subscribe button at the bottom of the screen. Please click it.
At this point, we're racing to 100 subscribers.
We're racing to 100 subscribers with the AO Hootis channel and the AO Hootis podcast channel. Swear, every time that one channel pops off. Listen, double-digit subscriber count, right? The other one also pops off. Very excited. I'm also excited about this 77 views on the street racing with Kids
too.
Toys one. Because last I checked, it was like 12,
Yeah.
bro. W video, bro.
Me too.
It's my
I'm
favorite
glad.
video we've ever done. If you guys haven't checked it out, I would highly recommend.
Me too, I love it.
Very, very good video.
From the very start to the very end.
Yeah,
I was
me-
cheesing. I was
Yes, sir.
smiling from ear to ear.
Yes, sir.
I also
Yeah.
just had fun doing it too.
I
like,
did too.
to be
It was really fun to do.
Absolutely. Yeah, so we can do the IKEA today. They say generally, they're not supposed to. Like, they say on IKEA's exact site, you can photograph, but we ask you not to film. So
if we
can
brought like a
film,
whole
but-
camera in there, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Let's film, and then if we get kicked out, we get kicked out. It's
Right.
content, you know what I'm saying?
Like, we'll film ourselves at least walking in and trying to find the thing and then eating meatballs, and that's it.
Yes, sir.
Depending
I
on-
like that.
Awesome.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, that sounds good.
So, freaking, this video, the video should be up by now.
Right.
If we decide to do it, because this video is going up this Thursday.
Yeah.
I'll try to edit it by Wednesday. The IKEA thing, but who knows? It could go up on the same day.
Right, I'll
Or
make
not.
that thumbnail.
You get that thumbnail, and then yeah, sick.
Sounds good.
Uh-huh.
You talked about this. I guess this is a bit of it. You talked about this on an earlier podcast. I don't know if you want to get back into it, but you were talking about like cutting out of caffeine. How's that been going?
Bro, so I'm glad you mentioned that, actually. So I was on a caffeine detox for like 3 days. Bro, worst 3 days of my life. I felt so sick on day 2. I had chills.
Really?
My eyes were like swollen shut, bro. My head was like exuberantly painful, bro.
That's horrible.
Yeah, I know. And I was consuming so much caffeine. It's not even funny.
Wait, was that during caffeine or
No, after
okay,
caffeine.
I was about to
After
say.
caffeine. After caffeine. And so, bro, it was the worst. I was like, this can't be healthy.
Yeah.
And so I pushed through until I no longer felt the withdrawals.
Right.
And now we're back to caffeine. I'm just doing like 100 milligrams in the morning, and then I'll probably try to cut it after that.
Is it like a drink or a pill? I've heard some people just take a caffeine pill,
Drink.
which is. I mean, I'd rather. just
Caffeine
take
pill.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, bro. I like the drinks. I just like.
Well, you do energy drinks. It's not
part
even
of-
coffee, is it?
Well, I did coffee today.
Oh.
But part of the fun of drinking caffeine is just drinking it. I just like popping an energy
Okay.
drink and then.
It's the habit. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I just really enjoy it.
Like for some people, that's like. For people who drink hot coffee in the mornings, that's almost part of the addiction. Is the habit. of
Yeah,
just
yeah,
getting
yeah.
the hot coffee and going.
It definitely was for me, bro.
Really?
I don't like coffee at all, but I love some energy drinks, bro.
So have you
Prime
noticed?
energy.
Have you noticed your joy of coffee going up more the more you start to like caffeine?
I
You
mean,
know what I mean?
if you cut anything out, when you put it back in, it's going to be enjoyable, more enjoyable,
Yeah.
because you're just resensitizing yourself to
Yeah,
it.
because a lot of people say this with like coffee and also a lot of like alcoholic drinks like beer too. They say it's an acquired taste,
Mm-hmm.
but I really think it's just you start to enjoy the feeling of what it gives you, so you like the taste more and more over time. You know what I mean?
I feel like I disagree with that, because I
Really?
was so numb to caffeine, bro, that I wasn't even feeling the feeling anymore. I just really enjoyed like the way that it would just like the what is it? Not the condensation, like the way that it goes down and you have to like, oh my goodness, what's it called?
I don't know, but I mean, it's not like you. I mean, I know you said you didn't get the feeling, but it still prevented you from feeling the withdrawals, kind of, right?
True.
So you do get that
True.
need in a way.
Yeah.
So you still don't like coffee though? That's crazy.
No, I don't like. I'm gonna stop drinking coffee. I have another little thing. It's not like an energy drink. It's more like a tablet that you like put in some water. It's like 100 milligrams of caffeine.
Oh, kind of like
You shake it
liquid
up.
IV, but caffeine.
Exactly like liquid IV, but caffeine. Exactly
cool.
like that. And so I'm gonna start doing that in the mornings.
What's the brand called?
I actually don't know.
I think we have something like that at our house.
Yeah, I'll show you. I don't know. It's
Okay.
like Z something, but
Yeah.
I
what you're
really,
talking about.
I do like some caffeine, bro.
That's cool.
Caffeine puts you to sleep, right?
Yeah, that's insane. I don't get it. It makes me shake and then it puts me to sleep.
I don't understand.
That's all.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
dude, my it got really bad. Like, I had like a Celsius energy drink, but
Yeah.
like the big ones that are like 270 milligrams
They
of
have
caffeine.
those.
Yeah.
I always thought it was the small.
Well, the
little
problem
things.
was it was in a vending. So my dorm had a vending machine in it naturally, and the only energy drink it had was that one. And so I'm like, well, what can you do? And so I would have it. And then one time I had it at like 10 o'clock at night. I just drank the whole thing because I really wanted to taste some good energy, and I just went straight to sleep.
Oh, really? You didn't stay up?
No, bro.
Was it before it kicked in or was it while it was kicking in? That's impressive.
I don't know. I mean, I was up for probably like 15, 20 after that, and then
Okay.
I went to sleep.
Nice.
But it truly it screwed up my sleep, bro. Like, to
Really?
contradict what I just said, it messed up my sleep. I used to be able to just crack like this. That's the whole crux of me doing the caffeine withdrawals. I really was struggling to get to sleep, dude. I would just pull all nighters like it was nothing.
I feel that.
Yeah.
Really? Because I remember back in the day when we first met, like 5th grade summer, maybe. Back when we used to play Minecraft all the time.
Yeah.
I used to try to get you all the time, like, yo, let's pull an all-nighter, let's pull an all-nighter, pull an all-nighter. And then finally you'd be like, all right, let's try it. 1 a.m. out. Straight out. No, it'd maybe be like 2:30
No,
a.m.
it was probably 1. It was probably earlier.
Yeah. Well, we'd play Minecraft until like 1, and you'd be like, I'm not going to sleep, but I'm just going to rest my eyes. And I couldn't do anything to stop you, so I'd be like, all right, just text me every 30 minutes and make sure you're still awake. Yeah. And like, I'd text you, I'd be like, you still up? And you'd be like, yep. I'd wait 30 minutes, I'd text you, you'd be still up? And I'd be like, I'm tired. And I'd be like, stay awake, come on. 30 minutes, I'd text him at like 3:30 a.m. and be like, yo. No text. 4 o'clock, I text him, and then he'll wake up at like 9 a.m.
Yeah.
And he'll just be like, my bad, bro.
My fault.
My bad, yeah.
My fault.
It's hilarious.
Dude, I remember that.
Really?
I remember that, actually.
You tried your best, and I appreciate it.
did,
And it
yeah.
wasn't too hard for me, really.
No, it was never been too hard for you. You just used to pull on there. It was like it was nothing.
Yeah.
Bro. I don't know how you did it.
Yeah, I don't do it anymore. Every once in a while I will, but I know that I just don't feel good anymore.
Yeah.
Well, I'll feel good for the first couple of hours, but then I'll just fall asleep in the middle of the day.
Yeah, I've been.
It's hard
I
for
don't
me.
know. I think you talked about this a lot of like just not being able to shut your thoughts off. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That's kind of what I'm experiencing now.
Yeah, I mean, it took me a while to learn how to shut my thoughts off. Actually, I'll shout out Healthy Gamer GG. A lot of his meditation. I don't know if you ever heard of him before, but
Love
he's
him, dude.
Really? Oh, yeah. So, like a quick TLDR, I mean, he was a normal person, going through school. I think he failed out of school, so he went to India to become a monk, essentially.
Yeah.
And he went there for like 7 or 8, 9, 10 years. He ended up, I think, becoming a monk or becoming close to it, and he went all across the world trying to learn all of these different meditation strategies. And then he came back, went to like Harvard or some really nice school, got his degree in psychology, I believe, and now he runs a YouTube channel where he talks about like real world like stuff that we see like with technology and everything, and how that actually affects your psychology. He actually talks about the psychological part of it, and he helped, like, his meditation side is actually very useful. It helps clear a lot of the cliches of meditation, because a lot of people hear like be one with yourself, and you're just like, what the heck does that mean? Like, what does that even mean? So he kind of actually explains what all this stuff means and what these Indian terms mean, and how meditation can actually like help you in the real world. And he helped me like learn how to shut off my thoughts. It's very interesting.
Yeah, maybe I should look into that, because Healthy Gamer just helped me a lot in other of his spheres, but in some of his other spheres.
Yeah. I think we had like a long conversation on like being one with yourself. I think we talked about that. Yeah, something. I think our conversation was, and it's a long conversation, but true happiness. I said it was being one with something. I think you said it was being like not immersed. Like I was saying that it's being happy is to be like fully focused on one thing at the same time, and yours was to be like, I don't want to misrepresent your claim, so I won't say
It definitely
exactly,
wasn't being
but
not immersed.
Right.
We can get
It
back
wasn't.
into the discussion if you want.
Yeah.
I've kind of redefined it a little bit. That was episode 4. I
Right.
want to say 4 or 5.
Something
really
very early.
It was when we were on like the roof with like the dark. You know what I mean?
Was it?
I think so. Yeah, I've thought about that a lot more, and I think it's just the definition between like happiness and joy. Like, have you ever heard, like, a lot of people will throw this saying around a lot of like, the opposite of happiness isn't sadness, it's apathy. Have you ever heard that?
No, I've never heard of that.
Okay, well, a lot of people will throw that saying around. I actually completely disagree. I think that the opposite of happiness is sadness, but the opposite of joy is apathy. And so if apathy is feeling nothing, joy is feeling everything. And if happiness is just feeling good, sadness is just feeling bad. And so I think that we experience happiness and sadness throughout our lives, like, normally. Like, if I get a good grade on this test, I'm happy. If I don't get a good grade on this test, I'm sad. Like, I feel sad, you know what I mean? It's just, I really do think that it's just a feeling. And when people say they want to be happy all the time, it's like saying, I want to eat a meal so big that I never have to eat again, you know what I mean? Like, no matter how big of a meal you eat, no matter how good of a happiness experience you have, there's always going to be the next sad experience, or the next, like, if you don't eat for a week, you're going to be hungry, you know what I mean? Like, eventually, and then also, like, eventually there'll be another happy experience too. So I think when people say they want to be happy, really what they mean is they want to be joyful. And so I think there could be an underlying baseline level of joy to doing like whatever you do. And then if you experience sadness, you have a good foundation of joy to like, because a lot of people can handle sadness very well. And I think that's a result of an underlying baseline of joy. And then we defined, so on the fourth or fifth episode, we went through a long conversation. We have eventually defined joy, which is kind of the same definition I'm using now of like, it's how you feel at baseline. And we define baseline as when you're completely like alone in your thoughts, in your space, how you feel in that. And so when you're completely alone with no like external stimulus, you only have two stimulus. You have, two stimulus do you have? What do we say? So you have, well, I know
external and internal?
No, you have, or at least how I think about it is you have like, you're kind of grieving your past actions. And so it's like, if you made, quote, good past actions in your past, you're in a better reality. And if you made bad past actions, you're in a worse reality and you're grieving the reality that could have been. So you're not grieving your past actions. Sorry, you're grieving the person you could have been but aren't. And I think that's a low baseline level of joy. And if you're not grieving a future that could have been but isn't, you're actually living that future, you're in a high baseline level of joy.
And would you say this happens all subconsciously?
No. It doesn't happen self-consciously for me. It happens. You have to be intentional about it. It's like I want to be more joyful. So the TLDRs, it really helps. For me, it helps actionalize joy, operationalize, I guess, joy, because you can like, why do I want to be more joyful, or how do I be more joyful? Do things that your future self will thank you for, and then you will be more joyful. Mm-hmm. Like fundamentally, that's how it works. At least from what I understand it.
I see. Could you give me like a flat, I know you said it earlier, like a flat definition, what would you say joy was?
How you feel at baseline.
How you feel at baseline.
And then you have to define baseline, and then baseline's how you feel when there's no external stimulus, when you're just with your thoughts, like doing that. And you're not often like that, but like you can, so when you're just, do you know what I mean?
Like emotional baseline.
Yeah,
as
basically.
In you're not feeling any, well, I guess not feeling any emotion would be apathy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So baseline would be you're feeling everything, or you know what I mean? Because like if baseline means you're not feeling anything.
No, baseline doesn't mean you're not feeling anything. It just means you have no external stimulus, so you can feel how you're feeling. You know what I mean? Like, because if you're...
So we're not really talking like emotional baseline, but rather...
Kind of. Like this, so this gets in a little bit of semantics, and I'm not the best at explaining it. But if you're playing video games, you're distracting yourself from how you're feeling.
Sure. Fundamentally.
Or you're feeling upset about the video game or whatever. If you're sitting in your bed, just looking at the ceiling, just thinking, to me, that's baseline. That's just how you're feeling right there and there. And so it's like you're either... How you feel in that moment is completely the result of what happened in your past.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
See that. Yeah, I agree with that.
And so if you made proper actions in your past, you're in a better reality. And if you made worse actions in your past, you're grieving the reality that could have been but isn't. And you're sad about that. And so I think the grieving of the reality that could have been but isn't is a low level of joy. And the opposite of that is a high level of joy. And you're allowing yourself... And so both are, quote, joy, because you're allowing yourself to feel the feelings. I think apathy would be complete emotional, like, shut off.
Would you consider those two different scenarios, two different baseline levels?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
They're both levels of joy. And then, like I said, apathy would just be not feeling anything in that moment, or just trying to, like, numb yourself from all the feelings.
Okay.
And so, like, a lot of people will resort to, like, quick hitting stimulus to numb themselves because they're so afraid of how they feel at baseline.
Yeah.
Like, you'll hear a lot of people say this
that.
of, like, some people struggle to sleep because they're like, I just can't sit here and do nothing. Like, it's because they're afraid of their baseline. You know what I mean? They can't sit with themselves, and it's the result of bad past actions.
As soon as they turn the screen off, they have that uncomfortable feeling wash over them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And to some degree, it's just a dopamine problem. But in other cases, and I think the majority of cases, it's just bad past actions led to a low level of baseline, low level of baseline level of joy.
Right. Yeah. There's a lot of I don't know. Actually, Healthy Gamer GG, I mean, kind of goes into that kind of stuff too. Of just like, why do you feel uncomfortable like turning your phone off? And there's a lot of stuff that goes into it. And psychology is so interesting to me.
And so if you have a high baseline level of joy, you're more equipped to deal with the pain and the tribulation that happens in your life. At least in my experience,
I see.
It's easier to deal with.
Where'd you end up learning that stuff? Like, if people want to learn more, where would they end up going?
Well, Healthy Gamer GG is a really good source.
Absolutely.
But that's just kind of what I've been thinking about over the past like 6 months to a year.
I see.
I kind of kept thinking about it since our original discussion back on the 4th or 5th episode, and that's just where I landed.
You know, I'll tell you what gives me pure happiness is like the feeling of just the feeling right as you're driving home from going to the gym. You know what I'm talking about? Oh, it's so good.
Really?
Yes. Even though I know it when I'm not working out, like when I get back into the gym, man, everything just feels right again. It is awesome to me. And that feeling of going home and being like, I worked out today, like the day is over, because I go to the gym in the nighttime.
Oh, sure.
And you go to the gym at the start of the day.
I do.
And so for me, after I'm done with the gym, I'll normally go get like Taco Bell or something, you know. And I'd be like, okay, I'm done for the day. I'm officially don't have to think about much anymore, you know, like I don't have to worry about work anymore. I love that feeling.
Yeah.
Do you get that at the morning?
100%, yeah. Bro, like I said, it's a high level of joy because it's the result of your past actions. You know what I mean? You feel better. Like after a long day's work, you know what I mean? I'm exhausted, but I feel good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like we have to put disclaimers on everything we talk about here. But the one thing that I know I don't have to is like just go to the gym, man. It's good for you. It helps you with everything in life. You'll feel better. You'll look better. You'll genuinely like be healthier, and it's not as
increases life expectancy too.
It increases
unless you like freaking deadlift like 1,000 pounds.
Right.
Then you're
unless
just
you're
dead.
Brian Shaw.
Then that decreases life expectancy to 0 hours. You're just dead.
All right. Last question. Maybe not last question, but this has been circling around Twitter and TikTok, and I'm sure you've heard of it.
Here we go.
One gorilla, 100 men. I'm surprised.
I'm glad you asked.
Really?
I have a definitive answer.
Really? Mm-hmm. What's your answer?
One gorilla, bro.
Really?
100%.
I'm on the opposite
would
side.
Obliterate 100 men. They're like, the men could outsmart. Bro, they wouldn't have that kind of time, bro. The gorilla's just gonna beat him up in like 10 minutes, and everybody would just be dead. He just go one punch from a gorilla would kill a guy. And he just does that 100 times, and then everybody's dead. And then the humans are just gonna do this to the gorilla, and he's not even gonna freaking feel it, bro.
So I guess the question is, are the humans going one at a time, or is it all at
once?
In
a group, even like I don't know, but even
in a group, I think we can take him down.
I don't think
somebody's gonna go for the eyes. Somebody's gonna go for the nuts. Somebody's gonna go for the nipple twist, and I think he's gonna be
even if he could just do like this, you know what I'm saying?
Like just
yeah, and just kill everybody. You know what I mean?
Could.
Like full aggro. You know what I mean? Like maximum aggro. That gorilla would just eat people's heads and just.
I think the biggest question is what kind of gorilla, because after I saw this question, I looked up some of the gorillas, and some of them are not. I'm not gonna lie, kind of wimpy. Like I'm gonna look up this gorilla. Like, I'm on Notepad typing gorilla, but I think most people are thinking of like a silverback gorilla, which I think is probably what people use for the actual like fight. You know, like silverback gorilla. But some of these gorillas just look like really just wimpy. Like I think 10 men could take out some of these gorillas.
Maybe, yeah. But if you're taking about like an actual like, you know what I'm saying, gorilla, not like a stupid gorilla.
Wi-Fi don't work. It's fine.
Wi-Fi doesn't work, bro.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Just look up gorillas on Safari and comment which one you think you could beat in a fight. Yeah. I think there's a couple of small ones out there.
No, I know, because if like 100 men.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think that 100 men can do it. I mean, like I said, I'm not going to be like the guy that they can outsmart the thing, because they're not allowed weapons or anything. You know, it's just going to be a pure like brawl. It's going to be gorilla versus 100 men. But if they're going one by one, they're going to lose 100%. But if there's 100 people on that gorilla, have you seen like there's some scientists who did an accurate representation of what it would look like, and 100's a good amount of people. I feel like a gorilla's big, but 10 men could cover the gorilla, and think 10 times that. 10 layers.
Dude, the gorilla would just throw them off.
I know, I get it. Like the big Iron Man on Infinity War is just like
the Hulkbuster. Yeah, exactly. It's
exactly.
Like 100. Well, that's not. I was gonna say 100 Iron Man versus one Hulkbuster, but that's not a fair comparison.
I want to see one Brian Shaw versus 100 gorillas. That's the real battle. Brian Shaw, if you guys know him, is the world's strongest man.
I think Brian Shaw would take that one, bro.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think I saw somebody made an anatomy like the size of a human arm versus a gorilla, and the gorilla's like this big, and then it's like the size of Brian Shaw's arm versus a gorilla, and they're the exact same size. It's hilarious,
bro. Yeah. I don't know, but 100% gorilla, bro.
Yeah,
100% gorilla.
I disagree, but we'll agree to disagree. Let me know what you guys think in the comments if you end up making it this far in the video.
Yeah. Put gorilla in the comments. Let us know you made it this far, and you'll get a a like from us.
Yeah, and you know what? Maybe even a comment. If
Maybe,
we're feeling
bro.
like it.
Maybe.
That's right.
Maybe if it's good enough to. No, I'm kidding. We basically comment back to everybody, unless it's like get a real job or something. And we're like, we do.
I will say I appreciate you you end up doing most of the comments. I appreciate that, especially the past couple of days. Like,
no, you're good.
I think my phone logged off, but that's not even like I didn't get the notification. But it's my fault.
Yeah.
I didn't respond to them, so I'm sorry about that. I appreciate you doing it. Shout out to Lena Lauren.
Lena Lauren, what's up, Lena?
Seriously,
she said her name was Lena.
Right.
First name Lena, last name Lauren.
Yep.
What's up, Lena? Hopefully you made it to the end of the podcast.
Right.
But yeah, I don't get the notifications either. I just check it sometimes.
Okay. I get like half of the notifications. Do you get that?
Well, I mean, if you're only on one account.
Yeah, I get that part, but I don't know. It's just weird.
I don't get any notifications at all. I basically shut them off. I check it like once, like a day, and then I just respond to whoever's there.
All right, sounds good.
The fact that we can actually respond to comments now.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, I love you guys.
Appreciate that.
You guys mean the world. But I think that's probably a good time to end off this podcast. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you guys enjoyed the more talking about our videos on our main channel and everything. If you guys enjoy that, and let us know of any ideas if you have any. But stay safe, stay healthy. You have anything else left to say?
Nope, just stay still healthy.
Yeah, took the words right out of my mouth.
After you said it.
Yeah, after I said it. All right, thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.
Later. It's always going to be a competition who gets to stay healthy.
Thought you were looking at the individual, right?
I did.
Oh, nice.
And then I immediately looked at that one.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Nice. Sounds good.
I'm glad that beeping just started. I was lucky. I like that one too.
I'll tell you, well, I guess with this one I'm very curious because I know we liked it, but this could just be something that looks boring to other people.
I don't know. I just feel like if it's like we're thinking about like how to give value to the audience, I feel like this is much more valuable than talking about freaking just random, like the gorilla thing I like. That's fun and that's random and it's entertaining. You know what I mean? But if we're just talking about like freaking,
random stuff.
Basically, a lot of what we were talking about is just like giving no value to the audience. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we can get deep like we were with the joy thing and talk about our opinions. But I think when I do like this, and I think we should keep doing it. You know what I mean? Just talk about whatever's on top of mind for us right now.
I'd like to see it, honestly. Yes, that's me.
Wait, what do you mean?
I just want to take a little bit and then watch us do it. You know, see it, see it with my own eyes.
I agree. Yeah.